All right, I told you we would be back, and we are. I'm Rick here with Game Trade Media at PAX Unplugged. We're on the showroom floor. We've got Ross and Nate from IDW Games. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
Well, I want to talk about games. I mean, that's why we are here at PAX Unplugged, right? And I see that you brought us one, so please tell us about this game.
We did. So we have David showed you Subrosa right here. Look at this. On that camera right there. How wonderful.
It's beautiful. I mean, that box is a beautiful box.
It really is, isn't it?
Ecstatic about the box.
Yeah, so Nate is the designer for the game.
Nice.
And so it's really cool. So it pops open here. We go back down to the box, right? It's got a cool magnetic opening. Like that. Ooh, nice little cover too.
Now I see the rose. Is that important?
The rose, so is this game in particular is called Subrosa. It's which is why the rose theme. The game is the first in a trilogy of games, which has a lot of lore and fluff in it. So the rulebook actually has a few stories, and the rose is the symbol of this group of mercenaries called the Subrosa in the world. Which in this game you will be as a leader of a noble house, be recruiting those characters into your crews to go do devious acts that help you get ahead of the other houses in the world.
Very cool. The artwork is beautiful.
Yeah.
Who did the artwork? Was it multiple artists or one?
Yeah, it was a studio out of the Philippines called Gunship Studios.
Okay.
They do amazing work, so I worked with them, and I'm really happy with how it came out. So.
Nice. Now, this is available at stores already?
Yeah, so the game is out right now.
Okay.
It just came out like a couple weeks ago, so you can find it on shelves. If not, have your store go pick it up.
All right.
And also the app is now available too.
Wait a minute, wait. An app?
Yeah, there's an app.
Okay. Tell me what the app does.
So first, let me tell you a little bit about the game, so then the
fine.
game will make a little bit more sense. So the game is a set collection game and drafting game where you're trying to complete contracts, like I mentioned, by getting different classes of people onto your team. Okay. So there are 5 different group types of people, and you're trying to get all 5. In between rounds of drafting, you can use abilities to screw with each other. So what the app does is it allows you to not reveal what actions you're taking to your opponents, but tell the app instead, and then the app shuffles those actions and just responds. So I could, for example, play this card over here, which says, like, everyone has to wound one of their players without knowing that I was the one who played it. Or I would know, but you guys wouldn't.
Right.
So I could kind of screw with you with that level of, like, hidden information. The game is designed to be fully playable without the app, but it was designed from the ground up with the app in. So there are several cards that are a lot more fun to play when you can hide your action. So there's several that are like choose 2 players, force them to attack each other, or choose 2 players, force them to trade.
Now, is this based off a story, or is this just something that you came up with?
It's something I came up with, but it does have its own narrative, and so the plan is to release 3 games that each one builds off the previous, both mechanically as independent games, but there are things that get passed forward, and then also build the narrative of the world. So the kind of narrative arc is that this is the kind of climax or the end of the golden age of this empire that all the noble houses are in, and through the course of the 3 games it falls into civil war, and the players get to take on the roles of those houses as the empire falls apart.
That's pretty
cool.
Man.
Yeah.
This all came out of this brain.
Yeah.
Dang. I want some of that brain.
Yeah, right?
Wait, this isn't a zombie game.
No. I mean, there's demons, you know.
So tell me
It's
more.
true. Yeah. So along with that, so as Nate was saying, so this is the first game of the trilogy. It has a cool little book kind of thing to it, and so which will be very fun. Kind of all 3 on the shelf, it'll be pretty neat. But along with that, there's an app that just came out with Monaco Games, right?
Yep.
And so Monaco Games have done a couple other games as well, which is super cool. And so the game is going to have this app you can get on Google and iPhone and all that stuff, and it scans the cards, and you choose the actions you want.
What?
So it's all about hidden moves, hidden maneuvers, sticky plays, and things like that.
Okay.
And because of the app, which integrates into the game, it's an app-enhanced kind of system.
Right.
And so it doesn't take away from gameplay; it very much plays with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and adds to it. So the other thing, we were kind of mentioning that there's this trilogy and things get passed on from game to game. So an example of that is there are 5, the highest pointed contracts in the game are all these contracts that, I don't know, that have a character that is a character that's a card in the next game. So it's the card says kill or protect this character, and you actually get to hold that character's life in your hand between the games. So let's say you're playing House Allard, and I finish the contract to kill or protect that character. I can stop you from using that character in the next game.
Oh, wow.
Likewise, there are demons which you can capture, then use in the next game, and then there are items that are shown up in the 3rd game that if you get them here, they give you a little leg up in the final game.
Okay, that's
so
pretty cool.
both with the app and then also like just physically, there are like kind of these not legacy elements but narrative growth elements of the game.
That's awesome. No, Ross is pulling up the app here.
So right now I've got a thing where it's up. I don't know where we got it at.
We'll see if this works. Him holding it.
It's got a scan card. So we're trying to pull the card from behind it there.
Wow.
And it's got it right there. So it pulls it up, and I can say rescan or scan my ally. And so I'll say, we're going to do it that way. Great. And I'll say, that's my card.
And then in this case, this card affects everyone, so it doesn't present any options. But if there was if it was choose 2 players, it would present a list of all the players that were in the game, and you would just select them.
And then from there, I'm going to go to confirm. You pick it up, confirm, and then I can scan the card, and then we'll go to Nate's turn.
Yep.
And then he can choose, and the app will show the different actions he can do, so that he can take a contract and do all that, or he can use a crew ability.
If you just want to take a contract so you can show that.
I'll do take a contract.
So this is just a little rules text saying what you do. So in this case, you draw 2 contracts and then discard 1. It's kind of got an element where any contracts that you have left over at the end of the game lose you points.
Oh, wow.
So you kind of want to be careful with them, but you can also use contracts as kind of weapons. So I can get maybe a really high point contract and then force you to take it from me.
Nice.
And then you get stuck with a bunch of points that you can't.
And then at the end of the turn, it'll tell you what to do. So we've got right here where now it says results. It'll go through each card that's been played. So that was the card we played, and it says brawl. Each player has to wound one of their crew, and so that'll do that. And so now we don't know who played that card.
Right.
Where it tells us what we have to do.
Okay.
So you could have been, I'm going to get us all. There's a lot of sneaky moves where you don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But that's how that all works out.
That is cool.
And then we just go to the next round or finish game or do whatever.
Right.
So, and as we go around, that's kind of what goes on.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and then we're working with Monocle to continuously improve the app, add more functionality and mechanics in as the games come out.
Right.
So we got a lot of cool plans for what the app will be able to do in the
That
future
is
too.
super cool. Well, thank you, Nate, for showing us this. And this, I'm a huge fan of the fantasy genre anyways.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can make it interactive so that my kids, who are all, my son, who's very much into the sci-fi fantasy as well, I think he is going to really enjoy this because he's always on his phone.
Yeah.
So I can be like, hey, I got a game that will incorporate the phone, boy. And he'll be like, oh, okay, Dad. And then,
absolutely.
And we are. And then what's going to happen, though, is he's going to want to read a novel based on this.
I would love to write a novel based off of this. So there's actually in the rule book there are 3 short stories based on the world. So they just give you a little flavor and kind of set up the conflict. So the first one is the coronation of the Unready, which is the story of the new Empress Nova. Then the next one is just it develops more of the kind of sinister things that are happening behind the scenes, which are driving this conflict forward.
Okay.
So
very cool. That is awesome. So is there anything else, Ross, coming out of IDW? I mean, this is perfect. But is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. So also at our booth today, we've previewed cool things. So we're doing demos for Saikatsu, doing demos for Atari Centipede.
Okay.
Also coming out, we have Atari Missile Command.
Nice.
So that's going to be coming out very soon. We have more for Atari Asteroids should be coming out. Along with that, we showed off a Joust poster today. So that's pretty cool. I know.
Mask of Red Death.
And then we have the Mask of Red Death.
Oh
so
my
that got
gosh.
shown off today as well. So we're doing Edgar Allan Poe, Mask of Red Death by Adam Wise.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming out as a Kickstarter in January.
Jeez, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. We also
Busy.
we also just previewed that we're going to be doing a Dragon Ball Z Perfect Cell Dice Fighter game.
Okay.
So that's
Game's
gonna
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that game's super fun, right?
What's that other game that you guys recently had that I think Kickstarted had some?
So we have Legend of
Oh,
Korra.
Legend of Korra,
Yeah. So we just finished up the Legend of Korra on Kickstarter. Made $250,000, which is super awesome. We've already gone into production.
Good.
So we're doing great on that. We just got our prototypes in last week. They look so good.
Dang it.
And it's so we have that, and along with that is going to be the Amon expansion, which introduces Amon and his the Equalists, and along with that mode, it also has a Korra as a solo mode, where she can bend all the different things as well.
Okay.
So we'll have that shipping most likely delivering in January, February.
Okay.
So that'll be super cool. So right now we're delivering for rocket ships and ray guns.
Okay.
And so that's delivering right now, which is super cool. Yeah, we've got a lot in the works.
You got a lot. That's a lot of stuff.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's exciting.
IDW Games, I mean, we all know IDW from comics.
Right.
And now you guys have literally jumped foot first into the whole gaming industry.
Yeah.
And the deep end of the pool.
Really,
and,
really deep.
And you're swimming pretty well.
Thanks, man.
I
It
love-
means
I
a
love
lot.
it.
It means
I
a
love
lot.
it.
Yeah, we got the team back at home working hard away at some stuff. We got a lot of cool designers that are involved, a lot of really cool artists that are involved. I think IDW is really good at all that stuff. So
Very cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
Everybody out there watching this, go over to IDW Games Facebook page, their website, get all the intel on all the games coming out. And because of, one, the Atari license, you guys, I mean, that's a lot of potential.
We really want to make you like have that cool arcade nostalgia experience, and we got a lot of good designers working on those kind of games. It's going to be fun. Like our Centipede game right now, like it's really doing well, and there's a lot of fun stuff in the works.
A lot of fun stuff. Now, like I said before, Carolina Game Tables, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, it's been a great table.
It's an amazing streamer table, which if you go to the CarolinaGameTables.com or Carolina Game Tables on Facebook and all their social media platforms, you can learn more about the product coming out. They also have a Kickstarter going on right now, the cabinet.
Oh yeah.
So check that out as well. It's on Kickstarter Live. Check out that. And finally, we do have the big mega prize pack we're giving away. All you have to do is go to the link that's on the Game Trade Media page right now, or if you're here at PAX, stop by the booth, pick up the card. It's got a little QR code, it's got a link, so you can go to the website, do all the things to enter, win a lot of prizes. And what you see in the picture and on that page is going to be added to. We're getting a few things here from some of the vendors to add to this. It's going to be even bigger.
Well, awesome.
Look at it. That's crazy.
That's super
insane.
cool. We'll have to come by with some stuff.
Yeah.
All right. See?
There we
Thanks,
go.
guys. All right. Play games with all your friends, and we'll be back real soon with more content.
You know it.
Don't forget to subscribe to Game Trade Media, leave a like, and comment on what videos you'd like to see next.